Yes.
Raise your hand, we'll get a mic to you, folks. Start over here on the...
I thought the three bench guys between EJ, and then you had Nick and
Jamal.
Jamal and all those guys, right away. You guys, 13 the first 17, they really set the pace of this game.
Well, I thought Jamal Baker went in and was just playing basketball. Wasn't playing for himself, wasn't trying to get his. If a guy was open, he threw it to him. And guess what? It changed the whole complexion of the game. Willing passers is all I've been talking about. Willing passers. We still have guys that, yeah, I'm willing if I can score my points. And you can't play basketball that way. And so it was him, and then Emmanuel's playing within what he needs to do and who he is. And he's playing great right now. And Ashton, obviously, you guys all saw it. Ashton is making a difference in the game. People act like he can't shoot. He can shoot. But his game has always been getting at the rim. And the way he defends and what he did. We had some guys who got outworked. Just get outworked and think it's okay. Like, what's the big deal? You know who I am? I mean, you're either outworking the other guy or he's outworking you. I'll give you, you know, we said at halftime, we were going over all pick and rolls. So now you're going to ask, well, why did they go under? And give them threes. Your game plan was to go over the pick and rolls? Yeah. Well, why would they go under? That's a good question to ask. Why would you do that? That's what inexperienced teams do. The other play, the timeout, they have it on the baseline. I drew up that play. Here's what they're doing. One guy broke down, didn't do what he was supposed to do. It's like football, folks. You ready? The quarterback goes like this. The whole team runs that way and he hands off this way. That's when the whole arena says, oh my gosh, who was wrong? Were the other 12 guys wrong or the quarterback? We're breaking down execution right now, and it's driving me crazy. And it's one guy. Like we were gonna let one guy shoot. Do you know when he ball faked, we were gonna let him shoot. Let me say this again. Let him shoot. He ball faked, and we went for the ball fake 3 times. Not like little. We left our feet and jumped 2 feet in the air. So that's the kind of stuff that we got to clean up. And it's just not acceptable if we're going to be any good. You cannot play that way. This has got to be a team playing together. Really happy for Ashton. I'm happy for Emmanuel. Really happy for Jamal and how he played. EJ did some good stuff. Then the game got a little rough and it got away from him. Like I said, if you get offensive rebound, do you understand I'm not taking you out? Don't get blocked out. A shot goes up, go move, run, don't ever run into anybody. So we got a lot of stuff we got to get done, but it was a good win. And let me say this. I watched the game with Arkansas, Texas A&M, and it was like a tie game with a minute or 2 to go. They could have easily won that game against Arkansas. Arkansas made 3 threes in a row down the stretch, which is how they won the game. So, you know, I think Billy's doing a heck of a job keeping his team where they have a chance. They had a chance to beat us today.
Jerry.
John, what do you see that tells you the players think it's okay to be outworked?
I don't know. You probably have to ask them that. Maybe they don't think they are being outworked. You know, but if you're playing 25 minutes and you get 2 rebounds, and the guy you're guarding against gets 8 rebounds, the ball was bouncing his way. Oh, okay. I mean, we just, again, even guards. How about this one? You're coming off a screen from Reed Travis, who is a beast and the best screener in the last 10 years. And the man pushes you off the screen and does not get screened. Did he outwork you? Yes, he did. You got Reed. All you got to do is run him in. Don't let him push you away. You fight him more than he fights you and run him into the screen. Now, I thought that's what Tyler did in the second half, which got him in the middle of the lane. Did a great job of fighting. But if you don't fight, that's all competitive stuff.
Kyle to John.
18 steals in the last 4 games. He's averaging 6.4 per 40 minutes. What is the knack about the way he, and probably another dozen times,
anticipates, and he does get his hands on balls. He anticipates. So he's not going to, We have guys that when their man catches it, they start playing. He's playing before his man catches it, and if he sees an opportunity to go after a ball, he does. If he sees an opportunity to deny his man the ball, his man doesn't get the ball.
How much is that
If
change?
some other guys deny the ball, at some point they'll let go and the guy will catch it. He just says, you are not catching it until they throw it to somebody else.
How much is that part of the change for him from early in the season where on the ball he was great, off the ball he was lost? He seemed...
We still have, it's not just him off the ball. We got a bunch of guys off the ball that we're working with. And again, it's high school. The ball's passed and you're not guarding the ball, you stop, you rest, you breathe, you're waiting to get shots down the other end. If I can't get a shot, I'll pass it to you. That's how they all come here. And that's what we have to break down.
John.
Cal, when you were recruiting Jamal, how much of this other stuff he's doing other than shooting was evident when he...
I didn't know that he could defend the way he defends. He really plays hard, really tries. And I told him, as long as you defend and rebound, I can leave you in games. You know, and just tell him, just be solid, no crazy stuff. You know, the pass he threw to the post, no need. You're forcing it to someone. There was not. If you're making that pass, it's because he can catch it and score. If you're throwing it to him and he's going to catch it and can't score, why throw it to him? Don't do that. So he made that play, but other than that, kid's playing. I keep telling him, if any of these guys are in that funk or they're not focused or they're not into it, or if my offense doesn't go, I can't play, then he'll play. I told him, you'll get your minutes now.
Up front here, Jeff.
Cal, a nice stretch of minutes for Nick in the first half and a big block late in the game. Is he kind of taking another step closer to being that guy?
He's getting better. He's still got he played 11 minutes and I think got 2 rebounds. No, I'm sorry, 1 rebound. I mean, come on, go get balls. You can't. How about getting offensive rebounds? Because if these guys are playing and you get an offensive rebound, you leave guys in the game. Well, he blocked me out. Don't let him block you out. Well, he pushed me. You fight harder to get around him than he is to block you out. But that's really hard. Can I just shoot a jumper? I mean, this stuff is really hard. It's you and that guy. And I'm telling he and EJ and all, if he goes to block you out, don't accept that. I'm not getting blocked out. You're not blocking me out. I'm not going to lay on you when you come at me. I'm going to move and be active. Normally, when EJ's fresh, he'll do it. We got to get Nick playing that way. It's great, though, because EJ had 2 blocks. Nick has 2 blocks. That's why I want to play him. It changes the game for the other team when they block shots.
Go in the back.
Coach, it seems like compared to teams in the past, you're having to micromanage a bit more in terms of where players are on the floor. Is that a concern, or is that something?
They're not empowered yet, let's just say that. At some point, if this team's going to be what I believe they can be one of those teams, they have to be empowered. That means that I shouldn't even talk about effort and intensity and fight. It shouldn't even come out of my mouth, not once. And there should be times they huddle and talk. Instead of me telling the guy, why would you break off that play? They grab him and say, why'd you do that? Today I like the fact that EJ got after one of the guys and said, pass the ball, man. Why are you being selfish? They need to, if they have to have it all from me, I don't want to do it. I don't have fun doing that. I have fun cheering. But the other side of it is we got to win, which means I'm going to do whatever I need to do to get these guys over the finish line. Today I was like dragging, literally dragging. I'm exhausted right now.
Larry.
John, the first 26 minutes, PJ didn't score, and he gets 9 points for you. And then the second thing, just wondering, what did they tell you about why they were going under the screens, just so we can compare it?
They said they weren't, so we have to wait and watch the TV. We'll watch the tape. You know what's great about tape? It does not lie. So I said, well, if that's not you going under that screen, who is that? So someone went under. That's not you. Someone put on your uniform. But we've done this all year now. We did it down at Alabama. We were not going under 24. No. We went under 3 times, and he made 3 threes. Why did you do that? Well, I was and the apple fell, and the bike hit the rack, and I went under. What? That's kind of where we are, and it's just, you know, like I told him, I'm not going to stop coaching him. I'm not. I'm going to tell you when you're doing right. I'm going to tell you when you're doing wrong. We got to get this thing right. And I'm just saying this, we got great kids. We really do. Great kids who are talented, who just, we started becoming a team, I think out of fear. Because we had 2 games that we're like, oh my gosh, we can't win either one of these. And out of fear, I think they went like this. And then we won 2, and then all of a sudden we're like, all right, now I got to get back to, well, that's my job. And if they started separating and I didn't see it, that's on me. So obviously that's what's happened. Not as willing passers, not as much help on defense on the weak side, not as much fight possession to possession. But we'll get there. That's what the whole season is about, building. The whole season. We won a game, won a league game, won our first league game. Good start.
Go with Darryl and John, and
The breakdowns on execution, is that a typical challenge you face every year, or is it just more profound with this group?
The breakdowns are game planning breakdowns. Here's how we're playing this stuff. Now let's go. Here's how we're playing this. Now Tony Barbie had a switch late, and we just switched pick and roll because we couldn't guard the pick and roll, so we just switched. And our bigs guarded their guards, and we fought like crazy behind. And that worked. They scored 1 basket. And so there are times they will, but there are other times it's just the focus on what I'm supposed to do is not quite there. And they got to get there. And then there's, you know, coaches do enough stuff to get them to do the right stuff, and we got to stay with it.
last one, John on the right.
John, I understand you are fluent in Mandarin Chinese.
Yes.
So,
你好。
你好吗？新年
你好吗？
快乐。
谢谢。
Coach,
I would talk in Chinese, but none of you would understand what I'm saying. So,
John would.
Coach Lee of the Chinese
it
national
would be he and I talking by ourselves. I'm not going to do that to the rest of you.
Coach
So
Lee,
we'd start laughing, and you'd say, "What are they laughing about?" Go ahead.
Yeah,
Meow.
Coach Lee of the Chinese national team is here all week, and I don't know if you realize, but he's probably as popular in China as you are here. So, what are you two hoping to
Well,
accomplish?
2 weeks ago, I wasn't real popular, but that's okay.
What are you guys hoping to accomplish in your collaborative effort? Is there a 7-footer in line?
No, here's the whole thing. They called about coming over. When I was in Memphis, I brought probably 50 to 60 Chinese coaches over and worked 2 weeks at a time. We kept one coach for an entire season. And the whole idea was to connect. I was hoping at some point to get a Chinese player, maybe from the United States, maybe from China, because you may not understand, there's CCTV sports, 350 million people watch it. How many people do we have in our country?
350 million.
Okay, they're watching, that's who's watching the sports stuff. To be that kind of program worldwide, and I'd like it for this program, the same. If we could get a Chinese player who'd want to come here and can play here, make me happy. And again, Coach Lee's been over here like 3 times. This is his 3rd time to be with us. And Coach Shu is the women's national team coach. Coach Lee played for Del Harris on the national team. He was the captain. So yeah, he's very famous and very well liked over in China.
All right, thanks, folks.